Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here today with a video covering my predictions for week 3 of this NFL season. Has been an interesting start so far, and I'm going to talk about 4 bets I have for this upcoming week slate. Let's start first with Thursday night's game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. That will be at 8:15 p.m. on Thursday night, and the game will be played in Cleveland. The current line is Cleveland by 4.5 points, and the over and under is set at a balmy 38 points. Now, it is tempting to look at a line that low at 38 points and be like, well, they're going to score at least 39, right? But Pittsburgh's got a terrible offense this year, and it's going to be terrible until they inevitably remove Mitchell Trubisky as starting quarterback. However, the Browns have a decent offense. Although Cleveland does have a bit of a porous defense, I think their offense is going to put up points, even against Pittsburgh, who still has a decent defense. And because of that, and the fact that the game is in Cleveland, I think the Browns prevail and cover the 4.5 points. The second game I have is the 1 p.m. on Sunday game between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. This game is notable as it is the only game this upcoming week between two undefeated teams, both teams being 2-0. This game will be played in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. Buffalo Bills are 5.5-point favorites, and the line is set at 53.5 points. Now, you have two teams that can definitely throw the ball, that can definitely move the ball down the field, and can definitely put the ball in the end zone. However, Miami has not faced a defense like Buffalo. Ravens, very porous last week, and if you paid attention, you'll know about the historic fourth quarter meltdown that the Ravens had, which led to the Dolphins winning, and they're not going to get that this week. Buffalo is a whole nother monster. This is a generationally good defense. It's a defense you can throw up there with the, was it like 7-8 years ago, the defense that the Broncos had that basically single-handedly won the Super Bowl against the Panthers. It reminds me a lot of that defense. Oh, what do you know? Both defenses have Von Miller. And because of that, I think it'll actually kind of be a lower scoring game. But I don't know about the over and under one because I know the Bills will be putting up their fair share of points. And if they really run up the score, because Miami doesn't really have that good a defense, then I can see the over hitting. But since I'm not certain on that, my official bet would be Buffalo Bills to cover the 5.5 points. Now, the next game I have is a 4:25 kickoff in Seattle, Washington, between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. The Atlanta Falcons have had a very interesting start of the season, 0-2, basically like everyone predicted. But the way they got to 0-2 is pretty interesting. They had one of their classic fourth quarter meltdowns in week 1 against the Saints. However, last week they almost turned the tables on the defending champion LA Rams. This Falcons team, even without Calvin Ridley, has shown, especially through the first round draft pick Drake London, that they can move the ball down the field and they can score. And they can score a good number of points. Seattle, not really. They kind of got lucky week 1 by beating a Denver team that really looks overrated. And week 2, they just never showed up against the San Francisco 49ers. And because of that, even though this game will be played in Seattle, I am looking towards the fact that I'm not just going to say the Falcons cover. I say the Falcons will win the game outright. And notable, this is a plus money bet. And also, I'm looking at the over and under at 42 points. I'm leaning towards the over purely because I think the Falcons will find a way to at least put up 25. And if the Seahawks put up like 15, again, Falcons don't really have that good of a defense on their own. I could definitely see both of those things happening. If both of those things happen, it's a sure hit for the over. And the last pick will be the 8:15 on Monday night game between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Footballing Giants. This game will be played at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. In this game, the Giants are 2.5-point favorites, and the line is set at 39.5 points. I think this is a really interesting game because you have a Giants team that has no right to being 2-0 but is 2-0, and the Cowboys team that has the glaring hole of not having Dak Prescott. And you can look at last week and be like, they defeated Cincinnati with Cooper Rush. They're going to be fine. However, it's not like there was much tape out on Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush could surprise you in the first week. The Giants have that tape now. Cooper Rush isn't going to surprise them. And I think the Giants are looking at 3-0 in a division where you're going to have to get quite a few wins this year because the Eagles look to be a juggernaut. And I think they find a way to pull away and also cover the 2.5-point spread. So, to sum up all parts, the bet I have for this week will be Cleveland to cover. Then I'll have Buffalo to cover. Then I'll have Falcons money line along with the over in the Falcons Seahawks game. And I have the Giants to cover. If you have any opinions on these picks, leave them below. If you have other picks this week, leave them below as well. I am the Super Orange Cat, and that is all.